Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Saturday webinar series by Center for Innovation and Agripreneurship, hosted at National Institute of Agriculture Extension Management. National Institute of Agriculture Extension Management, apex body for agriculture extension in India. So we are a agri-business incubator hosted at Manage. So serving agri startups and agri entrepreneurs across various focus areas. So we have supported more than 450 agripreneurs and startups through mentoring. And we have incubated 290 startups under RKVY-RAFTAAR with funding, facilitation and sanctioned 106 startups as on date with a grant sanctioned amount of 10.72 crores. So we are doing this Saturday webinar series for agri startup ecosystem, so creating awareness among various focus areas. Today we are going to discuss about drones in agriculture and role of startups in the implementation of the same. I would welcome our Director Agriculture Extension and CEO for our Center for Innovation and Agripreneurship, Dr. Sharvan Raj, for his opening remarks for today's webinar series. Yes, sir, please, sir.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Yuvaraj. And at the outset, on behalf of Manage and Manage Center for Innovation and Agripreneurship, I welcome Mr. Dinesh Sharma from Bayer Crop Science and also Mr. Devan Chandrasekharan, Managing Director of Fuel Age Innovations, and all my team members from Manage CAA and all the participants across the country and other parts of the world also. Welcome to all of you. And today we are talking about drones in agriculture, maybe something exciting. And also Government of India launched Kisan drones. Recently in May also we had the Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare had there is a separate workshop, and also there is a demonstration on drones, how we can use the drones for the crop assessment and also digitization of land records, and also predominantly for spraying and other operations, how we can make it when we see there is a lot of labor shortage, and also the optimization of use of pesticides or insecticides. It is taking more, and how we can reduce those things using very precise systems or nozzles using drones also it is happening. And we at Manage also we used to have, there are drone startups with us like Marut drones we are having incubated at Manage Center for Innovation and Agripreneurship. They also excited some of things, even rice plant transplanting, there is research is going on using drones for transplanting, and also forest, putting the seed balls across the forest and for putting a lot of trees and seeds they are putting precisely, and also whether that seeds are coming again, it is how it is really, it is emerging, this one germinating or not, like that, though we can precisely we can locate later on like that. They are also working with the forest department. And apart from that agriculture, they are also working with the general health aspect, something mosquito eradication of some lakes or something like that also. And also COVID times, so there are the startup was working, taking the medicines to the remote part of the different villages, rural areas also. Like very exciting things are happening. Even there is a thinking from Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare, how we can use the drones for transporting the farmer producers to market. Like that also there are thinking is going on, a lot of experiments are happening, and Government of India also planning to support in the big way, like there is a subsidy for the farmers, farmer producer organizations or agriculture students, those who want to take it up, or entrepreneurs, up to 40% for most of them, up to maximum of 4 lakhs, and also students and farmers, SC/ST farmers, agriculture graduates, it is up to 50%, and also 5 lakh rupees a subsidy they want to give. That's why maybe coming years it may be very exciting space. But at the end of the day, how we can improve the farmers' income, how we can support the farmers to minimize their own cost of cultivation and increase the income, that is the core idea of Ministry of Agriculture. And they are trying to use drones, and also they want to have a lot of experiments so that we can come out with new ideas, how we can increase the farmers' income. At the same time, Government of India now trying to emphasize more on natural farming, how we can use drones for this type of natural farming, other initiatives also. There are a lot of exciting things are happening. Today we are having 2 eminent speakers, those who are practitioners, and we can hear from them. And also again we are having 11th to and again 15th we are having a 5-day program also on drones in agriculture development, and some of you interested you can join, and again we'll get the very exciting resource persons for that program also. With this, I welcome both the speakers and we look forward to learn from both the speakers. And thank you very much, sir. Please join with us. Yeah, thank you. Mr. Yuvraj, please take it forward.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your introductory remarks. On this note, we welcome Mr. Dinesh Sharma as a professional, seasoned professional in agriculture. He is himself is an agriculture graduate with a MBA from National Institute of Agriculture and Marketing. He started with career with Godrej at Agrovet. A major part of last 1.5 decade he spent in Bayer crop science and various capacities. So where now is a business lead. So we welcome you, sir, to address our participants. So to give a just overview, we have a mix of participants. We have startups, academicians, R&D professionals, extension professionals, agri startup ecosystem stakeholders are there with us, sir. Over to you, sir, please.
Thank you. Thank you, Doctor, for this brief you've given. Very happy, that I'm joining this platform today and talk about drone technology. Dr. Raj has already set nice context to the drone technology and use cases. And there are reasons to it. For all the stakeholders who are working, like be it farmer, be it startups, be it agrochemical companies, the fundamental benefit of drone technologies are such that it has to go away. The ecosystem needs to be developed. Whatever is required for this technology has to be done, has to be aligned to really give benefit of this technology. So for the benefit of the participants who are there, I know already good amount of own knowledge is there, but just to keep our discussion or a context on a couple of slides I'll be sharing just to remain stick to the use cases in our role particularly there. Otherwise, that's just too big of a topic to cover everything at this point in time. I'm not able to share screen.
One
We
second,
made
sir.
you the presenter.
1 second, sir. You will be given. You can do it now, sir, please.
Yes, I can see. Is my slides are visible?
Yes, sir. We can see it, sir. You can.
Okay. So very quickly, yes, technology has greater potential to really revolutionize the agriculture sector, and we know the fundamental challenges that are there from eternal. Yeah, we have been fighting to cope up with all those challenges, be it hard, crop specific challenges where the labor is not able to go inside, exposure from the chemistry, labor cost for that matter, aging population, or digitization. I mean, while this is the critical sector for our Indian economy, but there are fundamental challenges which needs to be answered, and drone technology fits very well. Yeah, to address many of the solutions. I'm not saying that's the only technology is going to be there going forward, but there are various aspects, various use cases, various potential of this technology which addresses and really level up value for our farmers going forward. So essentially, there are two pieces of use cases for technology. One piece is application technology, and Dr. Raj talked about that piece as well: spraying, granule dropping, forestry, seed production, uses in fisheries, the plantation, possible last mile delivery. Also, he spoke about, and then imaging capabilities, wherein the plant stress, the growth, all those kind of parameters which are there, which really get stitched to each other to really provide end-to-end solution. And being there in this field, working closely with government, and a lot of capabilities we are trying to generate, and but a lot needs to be done. See, predominantly being an agrochemical company, we know day in day out we address the challenges which are there with farmers. Yeah, we provide them our solutions, but larger part of labor, the application of the products that we give, it's still there. So lot needs to be done from a agrochemical side. Lot needs.
Sir, can you hear us? Dinesh sir, I think we lost you, sir. Yes, sir. One moment, sir. I think there's an issue with connection.
Somebody can call him.
Yes, sir. Calling him, sir. Some technical issues, sir. He's trying to rejoin. In a minute, he will be here, sir.
Fine, yeah. Meantime,
Meanwhile, I
participants,
request-
yeah.
Yes, sir.
Meantime,
Please, sir.
participants, any questions you can put in the chat box. And Yuvraj, you can also announce Agri Startup Awards. I mean, he joined, I think. Now it's fine.
I think he was there, sir. Okay. Yes, sir. Meanwhile, a small announcement for all the agri startup ecosystem stakeholders and agri startups here. Managed in association with Samunati, we launched Managed Samunati Agri Startup Awards last year. This year, we are doing second edition also. So we're doing more opportunities for each and every startup across multiple states. Each and every state startup get an opportunity. We are 29 awards, one for each state, and we have a dedicated woman entrepreneurship board also at national level. Apart from these two, we have national level award also for one, second, and third startups. All the applications are open now. You can see the links in. We are going to give in the chat also. Manage website also can go on there. We have a separate page for Manage CAA. There also we can you can come. We are going to give the contact details. You can just apply there. All focus areas, including allied sectors, everybody can apply. So even given the link for application also directly. You can contact our team if you need any assistance to process the application if you are facing any difficulties. So this gives an opportunity not just for recognizing at your state level, but at national level. There's going to be a very big physical event where you can meet other startups also followed by these awards. We hope you make use of it. Dinesh sir, can you hear us? Sir, can you hear us?
Yes, I can.
Yes, sir. I think you can continue, sir. We'll make you host again. Kindly continue.
Sure.
All the attendees, apologies for interruption.
Yes.
We'll be starting. Yes, sir. Please, sir.
Sorry. Yeah.
No issues, sir. Kindly.
Just a second. Yeah. Let me pull up. My desktop is visible to everybody now.
Yes, it is visible, sir. Please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. And extremely sorry, everybody. I mean, there was a technical glitch. I was kind of thrown out from the platform. So what essentially I was talking, so the potential of the technology on application side as well as imaging side is immense. Yeah. And there's a clear cut road defined. I mean, to really leverage this technology for our farmers, be it agrochemical company, be it farmers as well. I mean, or the startup ecosystem, even the government is also working very actively towards kind of facilitating the entire ecosystem for the technology. Yeah. So these are the critical benefits, which are the key drivers for the technology. We all know water efficiency is there, efficacy is better, better ROI can come out there, more efficient application is there, operator safety is there. I mean, and clear cut labor saving. I mean, in less amount of time, more acreages can be covered, and we can understand when during the season time when labor requirement or efficiency is really required to safeguard the crop going forward. However, I mean, from application technology, there are clear-cut benefits which needs to be leveraged. This technology, there are key drivers from government angle as well, and which is why we are categorically looking or categorically watching that there's a clear-cut push coming from the top levels from government as well, and the entire ecosystem is being facilitated now. So farm productivity, sustainability angle, economic impact are the basically key drivers for this technology from government standpoint. For laymen like me, when I started looking at the drones, it's nothing. It's alternate application technology. Yeah, like we have knapsack sprayer, we have boom sprayers. Similarly, we have unmanned aerial systems as well with its own benefits, its own drawbacks, its own limitations. Everything is there. So largely, it's a alternate equipment which place the chemicals or apply various use cases is being used in agriculture. If I talk about the framework, so that also needs to be understood very clearly, because we all know a couple of years back, rather less than a year back, there was nothing. I mean, no regulations were there either from Ministry of Civil Aviation or Ministry of Agriculture. No guidelines were there how to work, how to engage, how to develop, in spite of having this much of potential, and even other countries which have really taken lead in Asian countries like China and Japan. So now situation is the guidelines are available from DGCA. Now DGCA approved machine needs to be there. There are clear guidelines also available from Ministry of Agriculture. So if anyone wants to engage with the drone in agriculture, there are guidelines available. However, a lot of people or startup needs to comply to really get those approvals. Still, very few players here in India at this point in time who are really having the approved machine for that matter, or they are working fast, but this needs to be expedited. I mean, if we really want to see the greater adoption very soon here. Like Dr. Raj has mentioned, work is being done at all levels. From regulatory and advocacy standpoint, guidelines are there. Regulatory data, what needs to be done, that is there. What needs to be done to, I mean, kind of encourage Indian ecosystem, those kind of guidelines are also given, like export are being restricted. There are production linked incentive schemes given for startups just to encourage the domestic productions going forward. Subsidies is being announced to increase the adoption and real demonstration of the technology. Even financial provisions are also being built up by government. Yeah. So, I mean, very fast, the ecosystem is being developed. Lot needs to be done in order to really leverage the technology going forward from everybody. I mean, predominantly from startup ecosystem, definitely. Yes. And government is eyeing big economic value of business also going forward. So if I talk about particularly the role, still majority of the industry is dependent on imports. So a lot of innovation is required, yeah, for Indian drone industry to really develop, build efficient machines in very cost efficient manner. That needs to be done. The reach, a lot of work needs to be done, and I guess here uh, various stakeholders like us or startups can work jointly to really increase the accessibility of the technology, how really we leverage our distribution or farmer reach to take this technology going forward, how we are going to build the ecosystem to kind of generate the viability also around this technology while addressing the farmer pain points going forward, how we kind of increase the adoption, and there's a lot which together we can do. All in all, I mean, that's a very revolutionary technology that is there. A lot of development has happened already and lot needs to be done, and we are eagerly looking forward for partnerships or right players who can really uh, work together to connect the dot to take this technology to farmers very shortly. Yeah. So with this, I mean, what I could do, a perspective on the technology benefit, what is being done in the ecosystem, and what together we can do to really increase the adoption of technology in different use cases going forward. I'll take a pause here, Dr. Raj. Yeah. Thank you very much for giving this opportunity. If any question is there, we can take.
Yes, sir. So we take typically we take questions at the end of both the sessions, sir. But one question, one pertinent question was there. That one will take and take it forward, sir. Can you hear us, sir? I think we lost him again. Dinesh, sir, can you hear us? Okay, no issue, sir. Then we'll proceed with our next speaker for today, sir. Devan, sir, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes, sir. So we welcome our next speaker for today, Devan Chandrasekharan, sir. So the managing director of Infuse. He is part of our ecosystem, agri startup ecosystem, where he is incubated at Kerala Agriculture University, the RKVY-RAFTAAR incubator also. So he has his experience in drone training as well as drones in agriculture. He is going to share his experiences and views on it, sir. Sir, over to you, sir, please.
Yeah, thank you. Sir, let me allow to share my screen.
Yes, sir. 1 second, sir.
And first of all, I'm informing our sincere thanks to invite us for the wonderful platform on behalf of Fuselage Innovations. And as an ecosystem partner, we are grateful for the entire support throughout our journey. It's almost 1.5 years now. So let me share my screen. What we are planning to present in front of this uh, huge ecosystem players and all every stakeholders. Our experience, what we are gained in between the entire journey. So I think my screen is visible, right?
It's about to, sir. It's loading.
Now it's okay.
So I think you're operating from Mac, sir.
No, Windows.
Okay, okay. So do one thing, sir. You're sharing an application? That could be the reason. Please stop sharing and share a screen, sir. It will come again.
Okay, sure. Now it's clear, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So, good morning, very good morning, everyone. I'm Devan Chandrasekharan, Managing Director of Agritech Startup of Fuselage Innovations. We are based at one of the largest electronic incubator in Kerala, in Kochi. Um, let me start with our like what we are offering to the ecosystem as well as how we start. Actually, we started some identifying the problematic scenarios in the agriculture sector. Basically, from we came to see some after effects of natural calamities that we are identified. Like labor shortage is also there, but we don't want to replace the labors with the technology because the labors are the strength of our nation. So instead of that, like in Kerala, where we are started, and we identify some nutrient deficiency and as well as yield decrease after after natural calamities. You may know that that is happened in 2017 and 18. So after all that, the yield in food and cash crops is drastically downward, and we think about how the plant treatment based on the leaf characteristics will work. So we introduced the two products, and first of all, we analyzed the plant data through the satellite images, but the accuracy is very less. Like there is a time delay is there. So the thing is, they identify the plant data more in detail in between accuracy in less than 10 centimeter is our prime requirement. So in accordingly, we started to build a drone, and it should be as a make in India product, as well as apart from the Atmanirbhar Bharat, we started work on to the technology intervention, the connected process in between two drones that we are introduced of Spectra UAV and the Agron UAV. And what it is doing is basically, you may know that the surveying can, you may all aware about that, what the drone capable of doing, capturing the images, as well as it can do prescriptions, spreading, and everything, like multiple purpose we can do with the drones. But instead of that, the as a precision farming equipment, how we are using is the unique thing when comparing with the other method of applications. Like what we are introduced as a protocol manner of applications. So we know that we can we can accept the food based on our mouth size. So in every crop there is a mouth size is there for accepting the particle size, like in the form of even if it is a foliar application, there should be a particular size is there, and also there is a period of application is there, like in between, even if it is a paddy or like food or cash crop, the method of application is also different. So we first of all identify how the things are there. Like we started journey with some stakeholders, and we introduced as a pilot project manner, and we started working on accordingly based on the challenges, and accordingly we introduced. Basically, first of all, the process what we are doing, like as a service model, we taking the data from the fields through image collection and multiple of analyzing, like we analyzing the data through the spectral sensors level. We are integrated to the spectra UAV and capturing the data in detail for the micronutrient deficiencies as well as crop damage in the initial processing. And after all that, based on the vegetation strength, we determining the yield parameters, like if the farmers they identify any crop damage in a minute area, they usually provide foliar applications to the entire crop acreage. Instead of that, we move on with the controlled and spot application manner, like where exactly the deficiency, in accordingly the prescription UAV, that is aground UAV, doing spraying as per the data that we are introduced in between the ecosystem. So basically, the crop modeling, pest and weed identification, as well as yield estimation is happened in crop growth analysis. And in after all that, we came to see the farmers getting the benefits. Like benefits are so many factors as there. Like the reduction of agricultural input up to 70% we can see, and also 30% of yield increase. Like what we how we getting that point is the reduction of agriculture inputs, like usually doing around 50 to 150 liter per acre. Instead of that, the method of implementation of nutrient application is reducing, and like what we are doing, we checking the applicability with the control plot. So we and taking the best case scenario also. So effectively, the controlled application and like plan treatment based on the actual needs, we could create a yield increase up to 30%. As of now, we interact with the like as our service model, we introduced in between 2,200 farmers, and we came to see around 3 million INR profit in between them, because our the farmer who started with the 50 acre or in between 50 to 100 acre, who doing the acreage of farming activity in between 200 to 300 acres, that we can create that kind of impact. Like we more on to focus on, like as in our service model, we claiming around 5,000 rupees per hectare for a particular crop season. We benefit them as a 3x multiple. So farmers also parallelly growing. Like that model we working on, the farmer they can't use the drones as an initially because in their perspective, initially affordability is a bigger challenge. So we introduce as a service model. So after all that, if their farming practices more on to greater than 1,000 acres, we providing as a productive solution, like the both the drones as well as data collection, and also the digital platform is also we allowing a free of access for the particular period of time. So the third uniqueness, like what we could introduce in between ecosystem is we didn't use any poisonous pesticides against pest. Like we may know that the bioagents like Beauveria bassiana, pseudomonas kind of things, like that can make a good alternative for the poisonous pesticide that is irreversibly affecting our soil. And as well as the bioagents there, we could see a 99.9% of effectivity, like effectivity with the pest. Like during the identification of initial stage of pest, we managing the prescription application with the bioagents, we came to see 100% of success rates. And here it is our the major comparison with the other sprays and drones, as well as we more on focusing on to the business model for the, like we making farmers as a entrepreneur. Like if the farmer who are ready to procure a drone, and there are so many schemes are there, and one of the initiative from the Agri Infra Fund, they providing a loan assistance in the form of 5% of interest and 90% of total funding and funding provided through the Agri Infrastructure Fund, and 10% is from the promoter's contribution. After all, that effective amount is again subsidy from the Ministry of Agriculture is there in between 40 to 70%, 70% for the FPC as well as 40% for farming as through SMAP options. And here it is the like profitability factors, like there are options. After all, that the farmers activate after their own farming practices, they can provide us a lease or rental manner, and they could create at least a 3.8 lakh profit in between a particular crop seasons. And based on the based on the method of application as well as apex apex manner, apex or opex business model, they could provide us a service model, like they can charge at least 245 245 rupees per acre for the aerial spraying as well as data collections. And net profit and ROI calculation, like if the drone can provide a 200 days for the service as well as a CHC manner, it's around 5 lakh rupees as a net profit and ROI. That's all. And here it is our journey where we started, and 2020 our journey started, and we started with some prototypes. And after all that, we interact with the multiple of ecosystem leaders as well as the industry, like what we are into is spices as well as food and cash crop sector. And we introduce as a prototype model, we fine tune with the multiple of commercial pilot, and during the journey we got number of recognitions as well as Government of India grants, and we have been announced as 5 innovation challenge winners. And we more on focusing on the product developments as well as currently we provided our productive solution all over India, as well as we capturing the international market also. So here it is our team who working behind the entire operations. We have dedicated agronomy team as well as dedicated mentors for our journey. So basically, the fuselage innovations, what uh, what we are doing to the agriculture ecosystem is, we always believe that technology is a great equalizer, that we are more on to the good agriculture practices, and we more on looking on to the food security options through the intervention of drone technologies as well as IoT and blockchain AML platforms. So that's it. That's it from our end, and thank you, and welcoming questions for any clarifications.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for your experiences and sharing the kind of work you are doing, the impact you have created. So now we are starting with our panel question and answer sessions. There is one question particularly about soil. So intended with the Dinesh sir. Sir, can drones help in soil analysis? If yes, what are the modus operandi? How does it work basically?
See, imaging capabilities are limited at this point in time. Yeah, for us, we are trying to leverage the capabilities which are there in Japan and China. A couple of trials are there in uh, US as well for technology which actually talks about the soil status. So apart from the moisture stress at this point in time, so a lot needs to be done. So a progressive area to work on, but I mean, lot needs to be done on that. So maybe as of now, people are a little distant from that.
Okay, you say that still at early stage.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, okay, sir. Thank you very much, sir. So this question meant for both of you, sir, actually. See, it's all about replacing a labor when a drone comes into picture, at least when you talk about spraying, the cost benefit analysis always comes into the picture. So what kind of a benefit you are offering to farmer when they are replacing a labor? There is a specific question about calculations, coverage and all those things. Of course, there is a human angle also is there when especially you involved in a chemical fertilizers. Can you please throw a light on this, sir?
Should I take this question first?
Both, sir, both.
Okay, so let me try to pick up this. As I've mentioned, the viability piece is very important. Yeah, ours is a diverse country. To reach real interior, I mean, the capacity needs to be enhanced. Yeah, and a bigger ecosystem needs to be worked around. And if that needs to happen, lot many players should opt drone as an enterprise. Yeah, not only, I mean, we can still cannot think that in very early drones will become a tractor. Yeah, when every farmer is kind of buying it and using for themselves. It will be developed initial years, at least 5 to 7 years from now, wherein service models needs to be developed. Yeah, and real return on investment has to be there if at all any agri graduates or entrepreneurs is trying to venture into the spraying services for that matter. As I said, uh, uh, we are trying to work on the economics as well, and that largely depends on three large parameters basically. Yeah, one, how many spray days that we can have in a year. Okay, how many sprays total in a year can be completed, what farmer price would be a right price which justifies the technology, and third important, how efficiently we can work on the cost piece. Yeah, and cost comes from both, be it cheap technology, indigenous development, or the operations cost as well, cost to deliver the services, because we know traveling from one village to another village, it's altogether different challenge out here. So while theoretical potential for any drone could be very high, I mean, considering per day or battery endurance going forward, it could be very high. But from operational angle, the real delivered fields are yet to be proven to kind of evaluate real economics behind this. I can say you, I mean, knowing the technology and knowing other country experience as well, there's a possibility to make good amount of money. Uh, all area, I mean, as I've said, we are still just initiating the commercial operations going forward, because we have just opened the market for drone here. Not even years has gone, not even a single season where compliant spray operations have initiated as of now. Everything what is being done, it's on a R&D basis or theoretical potential that we are talking about. So when we reach out to customers, we'll really see how the economics is working. Considering experience from other countries, there is a possibility of making good amount of money for enterprise as well. So I know I'm not very specific at this point in time, but then those data needs to be validated here in India.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much for your perspective. I would request Devan sir, because on the field already is operating, to be able to add furthermore and give his perspective on the issue. Please, sir.
Sir, the thing is, actually, the farmers, what we can see that the farmers' readiness to accept the technology is very more like their acceptance is there, and there are in rural area also we came to see they are ready to implement, and they are ready to expand their farming practices because technology makes certain impacts. And as well as we have some experience in the tribal area agriculture sector also. So in between we managing more on challenges like new age issues in agriculture sector is we can getting from the tribal area agriculture sector. So the thing is the differentiation like the acceptance is there, but now the now number of schemes are there, and the Ministry of Agriculture support is there in the form of seed loan assistance as well as the subsidiary form. So its prime thing is the based on the agri value chain, and as well as the economical change should be there while introducing the technology, even if it is a drone or IoT or any kind of intervention. There should be a maximize effective utilization is what we are everyone looking on. Even if it is a ecosystem partners or as a startup, as a Ministry of Agriculture, everyone is looking on more agriculture infrastructure development parallelly. So the implementation of technology in depth level as well as in like every farmer should occupy at least minimum one drone for their farming practices. So the thing to be changed, and the change is happening now. That's it.
Thank you very much, sir. There are multiple questions on operations aspects of it. How to get approvals, how to, let's say somebody want to start a drone-based company for agri services. What are the initial approvals required, initial investment required? Can you please throw a light up on that because you've already done that?
Yeah, sure. Currently, we are running we have MOUs with the banks, like commercialized banks, and they are ready to provide funding support to the farmers who are ready to use drones, and through the Agri Infrastructure Fund scheme. And after all that, if the farmer who are ready to buy the drone, who need some training, that's the matter of in between 20 to 25 days. We are also providing a basic training, and after all that, the farmer who occupy a license from the civil aviation approved organizations. And in India, 8 organization is there, Chennai, Maharashtra, and almost 8 to 10 organization is there who providing the pilot licensing. And after all that, in drone perspective, the farmer should be note that the drone manufacturer who are approved from the civil aviation, as well as who the drone who have the type certification as well as the unique identification number. So these things to be noted from the farmer's perspective. And as after all that, for usage of drones, we also training provided training, as well as we sharing some protocol like the method of application. If they are ready to share their crop details and their crop method of application, we can provide much intervention in between their farming practices through our agronomy team. So the basic thing is there, the for an operator who need to be pilot licensed, or they can avail our pilot licenses. We can release our pilot to them. So this mode we can work out.
Thank you very much, sir. Multiple participants are asking about the presentations videos. Everything will be shared. You can watch the same thing on YouTube video also. One more specific question on when they are questioning the efficiency of the drones. When there is a question which specifically asks about the impact of weather, wind conditions, especially you are using for hazardous chemicals. So for spraying of that chemicals in the field, affecting the only selected area now, and beyond the selected area. So can you please address this, sir? I think it would be meant for both Dinesh sir as well as you. So how does it work in this case? It may affect ecology in a different way. Yes, sir. Dinesh sir, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can. See, I mean, you are absolutely right. Yeah, while the technology comes with a lot of benefit. Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Good
Yeah,
to go.
there are challenges associated, and very important challenge which you have highlighted is the drift. Okay, the off-target applications, like you are spraying for one area and it's going to another one. To ensure that a detailed R&D has been done on it, and based on the R&D inputs, Ministry of Agriculture has released a SOP as well. Okay, that in what climatical conditions drone needs to be flown, what sort of the buffer zone that needs to be left when we apply, and what are the measures that needs to be followed to actually highlight that, I mean, to reduce the toxicity possibility or off target drifting issues out there. Again, drone to drone or nozzle, depending upon various nozzles, this drift issues are there, but then there are clear cut guidelines based on the machine. Those protocols or SOP needs to be followed to ensure that chemical is well within the targeted geography only.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Devan sir, your experience, please.
Yeah, efficacy manner, when checking the efficacy, like one drone can cover around 25, minimum 25 acres per day, like in between 8 minutes, it can cover around 1 acre with respect to the quantity of applications. And like I said before, the method of application, there should be a based on the application, like there should be a micronutrient application, even if it is a paddy in between 30 to 45 day crop day, we should provide a nutrient. After all that, 60 to 65 day, we should manage any type of pest, and based on that, there should be a method of application should be there. So that is the basic awareness parts, but from availing these drones as a service, as well as whom are doing as a business. So that thing is the only factor I think it should be notable thing.
Thank you very much, sir. There are some people who are asking about how the government can support the drones. Is there any specific things are there? We have, I think, government, we must, many of you know already, government has launched Kisan Drones project with a dedicated and support for backward, small and marginal farmers, women entrepreneurs, SC and ST categories, support also given. We have given information also. Apart from this, many of us, Devans are mentioning Agri Infrastructure Fund, where these kind of projects are encouraged actually for farmers. That's where they can focus on. So thank you, sir. These all the participants who are asking related questions, how the government can help, what kind of help they can get from the government related to that. Kindly refer to that. You'll be able to have given the link for a PIB article also, Press Information Bureau, where you can see the our Ministry of Agriculture at central level is inaugurating that and talking about implementation of this scheme. Thank you very much, sir. So I would request all the participants to raise your hand if you have any questions. So there are questions which is not related to the topic which we are going to address separately. Kindly write to us. We have given our mail IDs in the chat. You'll be able to do that. So one more thing, one of the participants were asking about a physical program to know more about that, to know our drone demonstrations. So I think our startups are doing it already in respective states. Let's say Devan sir is from Kerala. We have our own startup, Maru Drones, who is operating in Hyderabad. We can approach them. But however, to create awareness about drone usage and to make them aware end-to-end operations, what kind of permission to be taken, what are the various applications, what is the future for drones, covering all these topics. Manage is organizing a 5-day training program on drones in agriculture from 11th of July to 15th of July in the post-lunch sessions. You can register it in the Manage website directly. Kindly do that if you want to know more. So now with this, we'll open questions with our participants. You are requested to raise your hand so that we can unmute and take it forward. We'll be starting with Suraj. Suraj asked multiple questions. Probably this is the avenue. Suraj, Jinath, can you please unmute Suraj? Suraj, can you hear us?
Yes, yes. Am I audible?
You are audible, Suraj, please.
Yes. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for this opportunity. So I have three questions that I posted on the chat. So one is the affordability aspect of the drones. Today we are seeing spraying drones being sold to the farmers. But tomorrow if they want seeding drones and then imaging drones. So yes, technology is there, but will they be able to afford them? So how is the future? I'd like to know your perspective, the panel's perspective.
Can you repeat question to Dinesh Sharma sir, Mr. Yuvraj? Kindly repeat his question to Dinesh Sharma sir.
Yes, sir. Suraj asked three different questions, sir, actually. One is a transportation, while transporting drone. The second thing is operational challenges faced by Mr. Devan. And see cost. So how it's going to affect the cost. These three can you please address, sir? I think specific to Devan, sir, only.
Okay.
Okay.
Go ahead, please.
Yeah. Okay. The thing is, we can provide like the farmer's perspective. Their affordability is the first perspective from farmer, and first of all, they should have a opportunity area for doing the spraying or surveying or any kind of seed application is there. Like the opportunity area based on food or cash crop or what they are surrounded by. In accordingly, they can avail like they can procure the drones and started as a business model like I mentioned, and if the farmer who own his farm around 1,000 acres or 500 acres, they can compare their traditional practices. Like I mentioned before, there is a reduction of agricultural input is also there, and it making a certain yield increase. So we can compare those values with the procurement charge. So in accordingly, they can expand. Like after all, after the end of crop season, you can move to other areas for providing as a service model. Like through this manner, like constantly engaging the drones and maximum utilization in between ecosystem, through that the viability factors will be covered. So that's it.
So if I may attempt, Devan, from what you have left.
Yeah.
See, there are a couple of aspects here. Today, we need to understand that our ecosystem is opening up now. If you truly, I mean, Devan can vouch for that. Maybe if my information is wrong, majority of the components are imported at this point in time. As we move ahead on Make in India, domestic production of components goes up. We are expecting the cost of machinery would go down, certainly. Okay, that could be one expectation. However, to initiate at this point in time, AIF is there, and even subsidy angle is also there. I mean, subsidy in the tune of up to 50% as well, or if it's FPO up to 75, at least one machine they can have it and they can run it. So that would increase, I mean, reduce the cost of acquiring at this point in time. Same time, I mean, the entrepreneurs can also be well versed with the technology and really face their own challenges. Second aspect is around operational challenges, which has been asked, and it's very right. Yeah, we are a diverse country. To move from one field to another, it's a big thing. It's not about the field itself. The serviceability of the field is also very critical. The boundaries are not defined properly. In between trees, electrical poles, even the approach road are the challenging aspects. So we don't see that sizable travel from one district to another or one state to another is kind of going to be a viable proposition. No, it has to be a localized machine access availability where farmers or organizations or government needs to kind of set up a cluster where machines are available, and within 30 to 40-kilometer periphery, those farmers who are there, they should be able to access the technology so that operational challenges are not there. Logistically angle. Third angle is the utilization of the asset. Yeah, and that is also again very critical, because the things are opening up. We also don't know at this point in time which all chemistries will work, which will not work, because understand, from a conventional 150 liter to 200 liter per acre, we are going to utilize 8 to 10 liter per acre. The concentrations are high. So if we mix different chemistries, if we kind of, even if it's a single chemistry, the real research and R&D needs to be there on the table, whether it will not harm the crop, or efficacy needs to be there, it will not damage the equipment per se. Okay, so a lot of R&D or know-how that needs to be generated from utilization standpoint as well, so that these viable clusters can be developed. If I am an entrepreneur, I am having 5 drones with me, the utilization, the EMI I should be able to fill in, and I should make some money also. That's what the intention going forward, which is why I said it's too early, not giving specifications. We really need to see what sort of adoption and how many acres, how many days we'll be able to do it actually, and on a consistent basis. Yeah, and that is what going to be very, very important in developing the entrepreneur framework here in India. Yeah, I hope I have touched the right chords there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That was helpful. One more thing was the aspect of post services, in the sense, once the service of drone is completed, or how to maintenance of the drone, the cost of batteries replacement. So can you please throw a light on this? Because many people have apprehension that it is extremely costly to maintain drones. If something goes wrong, they cannot do it. Servicing companies, the kind of support the servicing companies are giving. Can you please elaborate on this, sir?
So Devan, would you like to take that question?
Yeah, yes. Currently, we offering for our product, we offering the 1 year warranty support, and the second thing is it's AMC included, as well as we offering 4 numbers of service, free service we ensuring, like every 1,000 acres, after every 1,000 acres of operation, we providing maintenance as a free of cost. And after all that, there should be we offering the complete full coverage insurance we providing through multiple schemes. And also and after all that, we providing if the farmer who don't need insurance coverage, we providing like extra components, or any component damaged, we providing as a less than, like, percentage cost is we reduced from our end as a manufacturer of like some components, like not as a 100%, but we are move on to the complete infrastructure development by our end. But some of the parts are we are in-house development is also happening, so we can provide a subsidiary rate in between if the component loss is also happened during the farming practices. So those kind of flexibility apart from our end. So I think that's the thing I can share.
Thank you, sir. Dinesh, sir, would you like to add?
Yeah, I mean, that's perfectly fine, because see, as I said, a lot of innovation is required here at this point in time. The
Yes.
limiting factor is definitely battery at this point in time, because the endurance is very less, which is why per day acreages are very less. Wherein other countries, if I talk about, even on ground, 70, 80 acres per day kind of efficiency is being achieved out there in different countries. So a lot needs to be done on machine, on the battery aspects of it as well, and more important, a thorough understanding of its machine and real SOP uh, needs to be adopted by the entrepreneurs who wants to get into. Like for example, SOP from end to end kind of a process. One, to check if all equipments and everything or machine where we are doing it, it's in a compliant framework. They are able to do it. This is one. Second, on an operational efficiency standpoint, how to make solution, how to fill after completion, how to wash. Yeah, and stewardship angles are also there. Safely needs to be washed up so that nozzles are not choked. What different equipments, like be it airframe, be it avionics, be it battery, I mean, if it's properly charged or not, because I mean, battery is a depreciating asset. We all know. I mean, over a period of time, the battery cycles goes down. So while a lot needs to be done on battery, and I'm sure various startups are working very actively. Shortly, we'll have products available in the market which will give even better endurance, which are there. I mean, beyond the current technology which is there. But then understanding of complete SOP to maintain these machine, to actually offer the services to the farmer, needs to be learned and adopted in a very strict manner. Yeah, because that's going to ensure life of equipment, same time safety at a farmer field as well.
Thank you very much, sir. There are quite a few questions related to drones, but not related to agriculture per se directly. I would request all the participants to contact the speakers. We have given their mail IDs so that you can get your doubts clarified. So kindly contact them with the relevant questions and mention the context. So their contact mail IDs have been shared along with the YouTube link, and we have given feedback form also. We request you to give up constructive feedback so that we can go to the next level. So there are multiple questions on cost of drones, how they can start businesses. So all these things you can either write to us, you can write to us also. We can connect to other startups. If you would like to know more on these aspects, as we mentioned already, you can register for our drone training program by Manage, a detailed program for 5 days. You just go to Manage website. There you can website. We have listed down the training program already. So we'd like to thank both Dinesh sir as well as Devan sir for being here with us and shared their experiences, addressed a lot of questions of the participant today. To thank our Director General Manager and Director Agriculture Extension, Dr. Sharon Raj, for being here with us today and added his perspective on drones and how these are instrumental for the future. So I would like to thank our team behind GNS Sino and other team who was instrumental in bringing all the attendees here today. The last but not the least are participants regular to our webinars and encouraging us, motivating us to take it forward. We would look forward you to our next webinar on coming Saturday, 92nd one, which is I request you to be on there 11 o'clock Saturday, same time. Thank you very much. We'll be sharing all the presentations, video links, or YouTube link to the registered mail IDs with us. So you can follow our YouTube channel also, so where you can follow our previous webinars as on date, whatever it is available. All we have made them available, whatever programs we have conducted through Saturday webinar series. We thank you very much, sir. Wish you a great day ahead. Thank you.
Thank you very much for giving this opportunity. Thank you very much, Dr. Raj. I mean, for inviting us on the platform and giving us opportunity to interact. We'll be very happy in case more questions are there to answer. Yeah, thanks.
Thank you, Mr. Dinesh and also Devan, and we like to request to join for an 11th to 15th. Sometime we can find, because there we have elaborate discussion, because all the government officials and the private sector, many they are going to participate 5 days. The presentation was very excellent. It was very interesting for us and also our participants, I am sure. Thank you, Mr. Dinesh Sharma and Mr. Devan Chandrasekharan. Thank you very much for that. It's nice to be here.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.